What's your financial goal?
You want more money? Turn what you know into dough. Start hanging out with the people who have it. You create wealth on your own terms. It is not only your rights, but your duty to build wealth.
You are fiscally fabulous.
It's time to enjoy your legacy.
You're listening to Fiscally Fabulous with Dr. Teresa R. Martin, Esquire, a podcast that aims to provide you with the tools, guidance, and encouragement you need to build your wealth, enjoy your wealth, and leave a lasting legacy. Dr. Martin is an accomplished attorney, speaker, business consultant, and real estate strategist, an all-around self-made success who provides highly sought-after expert consulting in the creation, growth, and maintenance of generational wealth.
Hello, Fabulous. This is Dr. Teresa Martin, your favorite legal and business strategist, and you're tuned in to Fiscally Fabulous Lifestyle, your voice for legal, business, and real estate. We have a great show for you today, and it's all about multifamily investing. Women are dominating real estate market statistics right now, and National Association of Realtors, their report in 2020, 17% of real estate market consists of single female buyers. Not only female, but single female owners. Did you know that a critical component of building real estate is real estate, multifamily real estate investing? So not only real estate, but real estate, multifamily asset holding. This is phenomenal because when most people think about real estate as an investment, they think about single family homes, which are considered residential real estate. However, in the commercial real estate realm, there are four main types. You have office, retail, industrial, and multifamily. And these property types, multifamily has historically been the most consistent high yield returns and has been the most resilient in economic downturns. So by definition, multifamily commercial real estate is any property that has 5 or more housing units. Most people refer to these as apartments, and that's what we're going to talk about on today's show. Help us dig into this statistic about women and multifamily real estate and learn more about how you can get involved in multifamily investing. We're joined today by Sonya Rocvil. Sonya is the principal and founder of Bedrock Real Estate Investors, a privately owned real estate investment company specializing in the acquisitions and asset management of multifamily apartments in the United States. Welcome, Sonya, to the show.
Teresa, thank you so much for having me.
I am so excited to have you here today. But before we dive in, let's get a little background on your success story. When did you get started in multifamily investing industry?
Well, I've always had a passion for real estate. I think living in New York and growing up in New York City, you're constantly surrounded by real estate because real estate is everything. So I've always wanted to be a real estate investor. I just didn't know how initially. And ultimately through my journey, multifamily really resonated. Many people think that investing in income producing residential commercial real estate is out of reach. I did too. And while people want to invest in commercial real estate, they don't really know how to get started. And then they assume that they can never get in on a deal. So they really don't know how to get started. And in addition, they don't want to do the extra work because it's a very extensive process and it's a lot of work that's involved.
It scared me, right? So, I've been investing all this time and, I always talk to you about, oh my goodness, commercial, oh my goodness, multifamily, oh my goodness, I'm scared to death, right? So all my years of experience, a lot of properties, a lot of units, but multifamily has always escaped me. So at what point did you launch your business, Sonya?
Well, I transitioned from my career in audit and finance. That's my background, and that's how I started out. And I transitioned by being first a passive investor, investing in other people's multifamily deals. As I mentioned, multifamily just made sense to me. The economies of scale just make sense to me personally. So, within 1 year of my starting my passive investment, I went on to joint venture and syndicate a 48-unit deal. And and I brought in the people that I know who are my investors into that deal.
Wow. I mean, within 1 year, you earned your multifamily badge, right? So what are some of the biggest surprises you learned along the way?
One of the things is that I always knew, just from being in corporate, I always knew the importance of teamwork and being on a team. But I really learned how important a team is in order to scale your business. This is definitely not, the single person, lone wolf type of scenario. You really have to broaden out. And so when I first started, I thought that I could just find, a 10-unit deal that I could just do on my own and not involve a lot of other people and then try to work it out. But what I found was, finding a joint venture partner, I was able to find, and we were able to find that 48-unit property. And all of a sudden, my deal size was 4 times larger than I thought it would be because we put the right team in place.
Wow. And so with that said, and I know we're going to go to break shortly, but I just want to ask the question. So what makes you, so the audience will know, an expert on multifamily investing?
Well, what I really love to be able to bring deals to our investors that will help them expand their portfolios and build wealth. I have syndicated 4 multifamily deals totaling 374 units and asset values of over $18 million. Including my syndicated deals, I've also participated as a passive investor in deals totaling 812 units and over $47 million in asset value.
Wow, 812 units. Very impressive indeed. And we'll continue the conversation with Sonya Rocvil when we come back from this short break.
For many women entrepreneurs, the struggle is real. We arose becoming stronger with every fight. Wealth is what we built from that together. A wealth of resources, a wealth of knowledge, and a wealth of powerful businesswomen. When you are ready to achieve financial freedom and become fiscally fabulous, call. It will not be wealth that empowered your success. It will be this call. EnjoyYourLegacy.com, 646-437-7139.
Welcome back. You have been tuned in to Fiscally Fabulous Lifestyle, and I'm your host, Dr. Teresa Martin, and we have been speaking with Sonya Rocvil, who is an expert in multifamily investing. For the most part, most new investors fear multifamily investment opportunities for one simple reason: the price of admission. So, Sonya, who does this problem primarily affect and why?
It's a great question. It really affects everyone, or most people who just don't know where to get started. When I started out, and many people, including myself, when I was in my corporate job, I was just not comfortable with investing with real estate, mainly because I didn't know how. I didn't have the information, and that is where there are a lot of barriers in this business, because knowledge is so important. As a passive investor, it's really critical to work with people that you know and trust. And it's important to work with operators who are really dedicated to driving results for their investors.
Now let's stop there, because for those listening, you mentioned the importance of working with operators that you trust. What are operators?
So operators are people who not only find the deals and syndicate, because some people will say they're syndicators, which means they bring people together to buy the property. But as an operator, you're also doing the asset management of the property. And that means that you are working with property management to run the property. So your property management team, they're going to be working the day-to-day issues of the property. They are going to be handling and dealing most directly with the residents. But as an asset manager, your goal is to really maximize the value for your residents and your investors. You keep your investors updated on the performance of the property, and then you work with the property management to keep the property focused on the goals.
Wow. And why has previous methods for solving, getting into multifamily investing, especially for women, I guess, been ineffective for the most part?
Yes. I mean, a lot of times what I find is that potential investors don't really have the time to learn in depth about multifamily apartments and commercial real estate. They don't have the time to meet with local brokers and property managers, and then they don't have the direct access to the lenders. This all takes time to build relationships because real estate is such a relationship-focused business. They can't coordinate and manage and work and be as involved as an asset manager for the property and partner and work with the property management company to execute the business plan. So the other issue is that sometimes operators don't provide enough information to investors after the investment itself as well.
And Sonya, I just love talking to you always. I mean, you've been a part of my RIA for so long. And one of the things that I love about you is that you just gung-ho and you get it done. Financial background and all, you are just awesome. But multifamily commercial investing is much more time intensive than residential real estate investing. And I can attest to that, right? Which is why I'm scared to death of it, right? And the importance of knowledge, a knowledgeable power team is definitely essential. Did you ever, along your journey, ever want to quit?
Have to say yes. I can say certainly it does get overwhelming sometimes because it's a challenging business model. And there are incredibly challenging days and weeks where you're really just put to the test and makes you stop and think about all of your decisions. And, the thing is, real estate is about solving problems. And sometimes they're just very trying periods when you're just trying to move forward and your resolve is being tested.
For sure. And the resolve being tested, I can attest to that. In over my 20 years of investing, it's just definitely, it's a journey. It's a journey, ups and downs, ebbs and flows, as we say. So, Sonya, I can definitely attest to, your resolve being tested, especially on my 25-year journey of real estate investing. It's been crazy. But what has helped you keep going?
There are a lot of things that keep me going because at the end of the day, I really love what I'm doing and I'm adding value in so many ways. First is the obligation to our investors. Protecting and enhancing our investors' money is paramount. I am always re-energized when I really think about doing well for our investors. And, just as important is the goal and commitment to my family. I want to provide a structure and system that opens my children to having an abundance of choices and opportunities to enhance their lives. And when I think about doing that for both my investors and my family, I know that this is a great path for me. And that's what keeps me going. Because there's nothing as satisfying as distributing returns to our investors.
That's just awesome. And when we come back, we will discuss the payoff of multifamily commercial real estate. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Welcome to RIA NYC, where eager to learn entrepreneurs become wealthy and happy to teach investors. Nothing happens until you decide to change your life. Oh, and do it in great company. Call us today and build your empire.
Welcome back to Fiscally Fabulous Lifestyle. I'm your super fantastic host, Dr. Teresa, and we've been speaking with Sonya Rocvil regarding the problem with multifamily investing with our female investors. So, Sonya, how do you provide a solution for those looking to get jump-started into multifamily commercial real estate investing as an option for their portfolio?
Right. Well, one of the first things that we do is we have a very professional team in place to make sure our end-to-end, our investors are informed. Our solution is to provide investors with a transparent end-to-end experience with their investment. That's very important to us.
End-to-end. Give us a brief overview of what your end-to-end solution entails.
Okay, so when we're talking about end-to-end, the first place I'll start is the onboarding process for our investors. So we want to make sure that investors really understand the investment. There are undoubtedly there risks. So, everyone should be aware of them. And we need to feel that the investors are comfortable about the property. They need to understand the strategy and also the time horizon of the investment. How long will their money be in this investment? What is the exit strategy? These are some of the things that we want to make sure that all of our investors know up front. Then we keep the investors updated throughout the hold with webinar updates or newsletter. And we make sure that they receive their annual tax documents and keep them updated on the progress until we ultimately sell the property, which can be several years. So finally, when we sell the property, wind down can take several months, depending on when we close. And we want to make sure that we keep them informed along the way. So it's really about having a constant dialogue with the investors and keeping them up to date from acquisition to disposition.
Wow, it sounds very, very involved and very detailed. So, I mean, now I see what you mean about having the right syndicators as well as the operators. So, in your opinion, why does your solution work so well?
Well, this is an opportunity for people who have an interest in real estate to participate in larger deals that they may not have been able to purchase on their own. What we try to do is really just take the guesswork out of finding the real estate deals. And we just helped investors who want to be part of a larger deal come in and also participate with us.
And just like I ask all guests, I have to ask you, what is the worst advice that you have been giving in the area of real estate?
I'm going to say the worst advice that I received was, real estate is too risky. I don't think you should do this. And, real estate is risky, but everything you do, there's risk in it. And all the decisions that you make in life come with a risk. You just have to do everything you can to try to foresee the risk and minimize as much of it as possible. And that's why you need a team. And it's important to surround yourself with good people who share your values in property management, attorneys, CPAs, and other team members that you work with.
Awesome. And that everyone that I know has gotten that advice when they jumped in real estate. And most of it was from their family, right? And I'm doing that, right? And that's just like, oh my goodness, that's why you need a like-minded team around you. And also, flip side of that, Sonya, what was the best advice that served you on your journey?
I think the best advice that I've received is don't be greedy. This serves me well. It makes me always think about our investors, the people who are living in our property, and my partners. It helps me when I'm making decisions. Sometimes taking shortcuts may seem to pay off in the short run, but they usually never do in the long run. And that is why you have to be true to your values. So let me give you an example. There was a deal that we just knew we were going to bring to the finish line. We knew we were going to close this deal. And it was a very good deal for our investors. However, during the due diligence period, which is a really critical period where, you do additional work to validate all of your assumptions, we found that a certain expense line was now projected to come in much higher than forecasted. What that did is it really just essentially blew up our returns. It made our expenses way too high, and we decided not to move forward. So at that point, we already spent money that we would not be able to recover to close if we didn't close the deal. But it was too big of a risk for us for that money. It was too big of a risk for us to take on with our investors' money, So we decided that it would be better for us to just take the loss ourselves rather than trying to gamble with our investors' money on the deal. And so we did not lose our deposit because, that we did not lose our deposit. I'll just put it at that, because we worked very hard to make sure that during our due diligence process, we are, we're meeting the timelines so we don't put our deposit at risk. But, we did incur legal fees and inspections and travel costs. So at that point, we knew we had to just put the brakes on and just stop where we were to minimize any of the loss that we had. And we decided that we weren't going to pass on that risk to our investors.
If all operators in real estate, could really think that way, that is like, oh my God, it's a breath of fresh air. I can tell you that. And, I know we're winding down the show, but I definitely want to ask you, how can our viewers benefit and engage with you to apply your solution to multifamily investing should they want to jump in that pool?
Sure. Well, the audience gets the benefit of finding out about our process by listening to us today. And then you can always reach out to me on my website, bedrockreinvestors.com, and become part of my mailing list to learn more about investment opportunities. And with the relationships that we have in the field, we're really uniquely positioned to be part of real estate deals and to build out a portion of the portfolio in real estate holdings. So you would be able to be part of those deals.
This is awesome. I am so excited. And I'm going to throw this to a commercial, and we'll be right back as I close out the show and share some specific tips on how you can get jump started in multifamily investing. We'll be right back.
So much has changed in the world, and reasons for legal counsel are many. With the law offices of Teresa R. Martin, PC, you walk in looking for solutions, but when you walk out with a growth mission and a support network. Get an attorney in real estate and business who knows and understands how to eliminate debt. Teresa has built an empire designed to grow businesses and strengthen communities. martinlegal.com.
Well, welcome back. I hope you were inspired as much as I was with the information shared by Sonya Rocvil. The purpose of Fiscally Fabulous Lifestyle is to take the fear out of business ownership and real estate investing, and for you to live a purposeful today and a bright tomorrow. It's the spot where we speak with successful entrepreneurs to discover their unique insights, experiences, and their strategies for success so that you can learn how to live a fiscally fabulous lifestyle on your own terms. So I'm going to turn now to a question that I received on social media. And if you have questions for me on social media, you can go to Facebook at Enjoy Your Legacy, or you can shoot us an email at fiscallyfabulouslifestyletv.com. So the question that I received on last week was, when you're getting involved in real estate investing, do you need money or credit? That is the main thing that most people ask me. So I'm going to say it this way. You may not need your money, but you need someone's money. You may not need your credit, but you need someone's credit. So whether you are going to be the managing partner of a venture and you're looking for money partners and or credit partners, that is going to be uniquely positioned on how you're going to acquire deals. So while a lot of people tell you in wholesaling, you don't need your money or you don't need credit to do this, I'm going to be the one to tell you that you do need someone's money and you do need someone's credit. And you do want to make sure that when you're getting involved in a wholesale deal and you're taking property, that you are very careful how you take the property under contract. Because if that end buyer does not perform on that contract, the seller can still come after you. So that's what we have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have questions, again, go to fiscallyfabulous.tv.com, leave your questions and comments, and who knows, you may hear it on the show. That is our time for today. And I just want to make sure that you remember that you are fiscally fabulous and you are so worth it.
This has been Fiscally Fabulous with Dr. Teresa R. Martin, Esquire. If you would like to learn more on how you can build generational wealth and leave a lasting legacy, go to www.enjoyyourlegacy.com and be sure to subscribe. Thank you for listening. Until next time.